Senior living. So what you'll find with the senior living value proposition, older people, still quite a bit of life going, as you can see. They're having a good time there, but they're in this facility. The drivers for a senior living are all the same drivers that you had with the multifamily. The older cablings run out of steam. The upgrades can be disruptive. Running new cable is costly and time consuming. Growth of IoT. These are all similar to what you saw in the MDU. Where the senior living actually picks up and gets even a little more critical and a little more difficult than where it differentiates from a multifamily deployment has to do with the residents. Many residents of a senior living facility are not in good health. They're not mobile. They may have breathing or health issues, and having construction going on over weeks or months is not something that's just an inconvenience. This is something that cannot be allowed. If there's an emergency and people need to be evacuated, they may be getting evacuated in wheelchairs. There may be gurneys. And if there's a construction going on in those hallways, that's not going to cut it. So let's look at an example of a project that we're working on right now. Burnham is a 65-unit senior development in Chicago's Woodlawn community. And even though it was opened in 2015, already the network that was installed is inadequate for the access points and the streaming. I myself, my mother, Netflix on all day long. So you need to be able to upgrade that network to a 2023 or a 2025 network that's going to have the capacity to support those applications that the residents want. So if we look at this particular one, this is the floor plan for this Burnham, and we're looking at, it's a 4-floor, I think actually maybe 5 floors, with the first floor being common areas. And it's apartments. It's senior living apartments. Sometimes these sites, they have a nurse's station, but many times the tenants, as seniors living on a fixed income, they're not going to be able to pay you a huge amount for this fancy new access. You're going to have to provide it at a cost they can afford. As we mentioned, many of the residents are handicapped or have otherwise limited mobility, can't have that construction, but you do need to upgrade this network on all floors. So how would you do that with the WaveTunnel? Very simply, you put those little circles are a WaveTunnel node. They're running down the corridor, and as you can see, the corridor is not straight all the way, but that's no issue for us. They're connected in a point to point to point to point to point to point, 5 points if I got it right, connection, and then there's a wiring connection into the backhaul, into the WAN wiring closet. Each floor has now got over a gigabit, 1.5 gigabits of connectivity. You can mount the access points in the hallways right next to the wave tunnels. And you can do this in what you're looking at today, right here, could be done in 1 to 2 days with a ladder, a screwdriver, and a smartphone.